What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes, man. And today I got a treat for you guys. I saw some good ideas on YouTube, also people in my Twitch chat while I'm streaming. What are your top 5 teams of all time? First up, before I get into the number 5 spot, I just want to talk about how I decided on this list, okay? Obviously, there's a couple things that are important. One, how many wins does your team have? Their longevity. You know, you got to add longevity into it with consistency, right? Consistently having success with the same team. Also, you got to add in COD champs rings, because when we're talking about top 5 teams of all time, you know, we're talking about teams that are dynasties in Call of Duty history and teams that were kind of on the verge of maybe becoming a dynasty that didn't necessarily pan out. But so just overall success, especially if they were able to, you know, keep that success for a long period of time. And yeah, that's basically how I did it. Okay. So coming in at the number 5 spot, guys, I have none other but yours truly and the FAZE AW team. We teamed from Advanced Warfare all the way up until almost the end of Infinite Warfare. It was myself, Clay, Attach, and Zuma, and we had some pretty high highs, some pretty low lows, you know, you could say. But when we were first formed in AW, we instantly made a name for ourselves. We won back-to-back events, lost an event, then we won Gfinity. And throughout our career as a team, we went to 23 total events together. Okay, that is, I think that might be the second most all time behind the OPTIC dynasty, that roster. So we went to a lot of events together, and we won 4 of the 23 events we attended. So we won 17% of total events that we went to, which, you know, you might not think that is that good, and compared to some of the other teams, it's not. But when you look at how many events we attended and realize that it is very hard to win in Call of Duty, you got to give some love to that. We also got 1 second, 4 thirds, and 3 fourths in the history of us teaming. 5, 6 placings. That's such a tongue twister. 5th, 6th. We got 6 5th, 6 placings. And we also got 3 7/8. So we had highs, like I said, and we had lows. Black Ops 3 was basically a low. But when you look at it from, you know, a broader spectrum, 23 events, and we were in the top 40% of the events we went to, and we were in the top 4, placed in the top 4 over 50%. 52% of the events we attended as a team, we got top 4, which in my opinion is pretty damn successful. Now, it's not as successful as the other teams on the list. That's why I'm giving us the 5th spot. But I don't know if I couldn't think of any other team besides us that deserves the spot for the time being. I think, you know, with LAN coming back, this new FaZe team has a great chance to pass us, and as well as some other teams. Who knows? Now, coming in at number 4, guys, I have FARIKO, Impact, FARIKO, whatever you want to call them. And this was tough. This was tough because they had a lot of success as a team, but they were very short-lived compared to every other team on this list, compared to most teams today, you know. Okay, they only went to 6 events together. That's it. And it was only in Black Ops 2, only in the beginning of Black Ops 2. But out of those 6 events, they won a whopping 4 events. They had a 4P, including a Call of Duty championship win. So they have 1 under their belt. And then they also got 1 second place and 1 4th place. So out of their 6 events, 67% of the time they won the event. 83% of the time they were top 2. And 100% of the time they placed in the top 4. And you have to give them love. I also forgot that I only said the team and I didn't say the players, but the team was Karma, Parasite, Killa, and Miracles on FARIKO Impact. FARIKO, I think they, whatever, doesn't matter. So even though they were only a team for 6 events, the amount of success that they had, it's enough to put them in this conversation. And their success while they were teaming was unbelievable. You know, it's not like they only attended 3 events, 4 events, and they maybe won 1, maybe won 2. They won 4 of their 6, and COD champs is included in that. So got to give it off to them. And then coming in number 3, guys, I have the Envy team from Black Ops 3 2IW. That team is Slasher, Apathy, John, and J-Cap. I almost forgot Cap. How could I forget Cap? That team, they were damn good for the most part. They went to 14 events together, guys, and they got 2 wins. But one of those wins was Black Ops 3 COD Champs. So they also have a ring under their belt. They have 3 second place finishes, 1 third place finish, 1 5 through 6 place finish, and then 2 9 through 12 finishes for their team. And you know, when you look at it, yeah, out of the total events they went to, they only had a winning percentage of 14% of the time. But 36% of the time that they were teaming, they were placing in the top 2, and 42% of the time they were placing in the top 3. And like I said, they did secure a COD Champs victory in Black Ops 3. And this was a team that was really able to compete with the OPTIC Dynasty. Obviously, you could say FAZE and AW, my FAZE team, but Envy was able to do it across more than one game. Okay, they did it in Black Ops 3, and they did it in IW. And in IW, they got 2 seconds to OPTIC Gaming, and one was at Champs. So they got first at Black Ops 3 COD Champs, second in IW, and honestly, they were in winners bracket. They came into the finals from winners bracket, and OPTIC were able to beat them in 2 series. So there was a chance that Envy could have been back-to-back COD Champs winners. And regardless of however you want to look at them, yeah, they had some lows, some 9 through 12s, you know, even worse, but they also had a ton of success together. So that's why I have them at number 3. And this is where it gets tough, okay? Because coming in number 2, I have Complexity, okay? From Black Ops 2 to Ghost. As you guys probably know, well, if you were a Call of Duty fan, a competitive Call of Duty fan back then, you do, but they made a change in the middle of their Dynasty run, drop Clayster and pick up Karma. And I was like, well, do I like compare them as 2 separate teams, or because they kept 3/4 of their roster, but I just clump it all together? So since they kept 3/4 of the roster, 75% of their team was still intact, I decided just to clump it all together. But this is how dominant this Complexity team was. They attended a total of 16 events, guys, and they won 12 of them. They had 1 3-peat and 1 8-peat. Unless I was looking at the COD Wikipedia wrong, that's what they did. And that's insane to win an 8-peat. Obviously, you could say the competition is better now, but still, they were dominant. I think they were honestly the most dominant team of all time. You know how people say that, right? Where they're like, Michael Jordan's the greatest, but Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal is the most dominant. I think Cole was the most dominant, but not the greatest. Obviously, because I have them at number 2. They also got 2 seconds, 1 third, and 1 5th through 8th it was. But for the most part, they won all the tournaments that they competed in together. 75% of the time, guys, they walked away from the event with the 87% of the time. They were placing in the top 2, so they at least made the finals. And then 93% of their events, they placed in the top 3. Okay, even if it was bronze, they were still there. Most insane stat that I've seen. But the reason why I have them at number 2, well, also, I forgot. They also do have a Call of Duty Championship ring in Ghost, okay? I don't know how that slipped my mind. I think because I was just mind blown about how many events they've actually won together and how dominant they were. But I have them at number 2 because they just weren't together as long as, in my opinion, the best team of all time in Call of Duty history. And I'm sure you guys already know who that is. And so maybe they had a higher peak, but longevity, consistency, that's a factor in my eyes. It is. So that's why I have Complexity coming at number 2. But now, for all you OPTIC fans out there, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, because the best team of all time, in my opinion, is none only than the OPTIC Dynasty. And the OPTIC Dynasty consisted of Scump, Formal, Crim, and Karma. So a couple familiar names from another dynasty. And they went on, they had an even better one, in my opinion. I think for this OPTIC Dynasty team, I actually didn't use the events that they played with Nade. And even though I know you're going to be like, well, why not? Because they only swapped out Nade for Karma. They still had played so many events without Nade compared to Complexity with like Clay and Karma. I just decided like it didn't even matter. They're still the best. Like they're still the best. But this team, this OPTIC team, went to 32 events together and they won 13 times. Pretty amazing if you ask me. I mean, they won more in their run than I won in my whole Call of Duty career. Included in those 13 wins is one COD Champs win where they beat Envy and Infinite Warfare. And they finally were kind of able to break the curse because this team was dominant. Okay, they were dominant, but they just couldn't get the job done at COD Champs. They had some very poor showings at Champs, but IW was just, they broke through it. They broke the curse, beat an Envy team out of losers bracket, and they got themselves a ring. So all of the teams on this top 5 have a ring except the FAZE team, unfortunately. Not only did they win 13 events, guys, they got 6 second place finishes. They also got third twice. Then they got 4 5th through 6th placings and 2 7/8. But damn, that is a lot of events. I'm pretty sure that is the most events out of any team by far. Like I said, I think our FAZE team might be second in that, but 28% of the time they competed together, they won the event, guys. And then 60% of the time they were in the top 2, and 65% of their events they were placing in the top 3. And they competed in 32 events. I think that's what I said. That goes to show you how great this OPTIC Dynasty team really was, because they did it from literally AW to World War II, like near the end of the year. I think that's when they benched or dropped Karma. But yeah, this was a hard team, man. This is one of the hardest teams to face. You just knew that they were constantly going to be in the mix, right? Even if they weren't winning the events, you knew that they were going to be in the finals or the losers finals. Like they were going to be there. And they had spurts of just pure dominance in a similar fashion to Complexity. Maybe not as dominant, but very close. And they also did it for years. You know, this is a very rare thing to see in Call of Duty. I don't know if you're going to ever see that again, to be honest. I don't know if there will be another team that can somehow take the crown of the best Call of Duty team of all time. Formal, Scump, Prim, Karma, greatest team of all time. So that's my top 5, guys. I want to know if you agree with me. I think my list is spot on. As always, you know, I appreciate you guys. If you guys also have any other ideas, let me know in the comment section below. You guys normally do. You guys have great ideas, and I love just being able to communicate with you and, you know, almost pick your brain in a sense, because you guys have been killing the game with giving me ideas to record. So I hope you enjoyed this video, though. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. The kid is out. Peace.